Hello and welcome back to Holistic Happiness Club. And thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, I'm so grateful that you choose to tune in to Holistic Happiness Club. And I'm so thankful to all of you who choose to tune in to Holistic Happiness Club every week. And I try my best that you get the value of your time that you invest with me. I try my best that I pull out some content, I put out some content which is useful to you. Anyways, wish you all a very, very happy Makar Sankranti. To those who do not know what Makar Sankranti is, it is a Indian festival. It is observed throughout India and it has different names in different parts of India. In some places it is called Makar Sankranti, in some places it is called Pongal, in some places it is only called Sankranti. Basically, it is we celebrate the transition of sun to the zodiac sign of Capricorn, and that is why in Hindi Capricorn is called Makar, and that is why the name of the festival is Makar Sankranti. It's a big festival, especially in Tamil Nadu. It's the biggest festival of the year, and in various parts of India, it is a big festival. So I wish you all a very happy Makar Sankranti once again. I wish you guys have a lot of joy of togetherness and celebrate the completeness that you have within you and within your life. All right, and my family will not be celebrating this festival this year because recently my grandmother passed away. She lived peacefully and she passed away peacefully as well. She was a little weak because she was old. She was around 94, 95. So it's okay. Death is part of life. That death is part of life. Actually, it's not the end of life. It is part of life. That is what Hindu cultures has taught me, and this is what I have understood. So her death also reminds me that life continues no matter what. Her death also reminds me that it has everything which has beginning, it has an ending, and it continues because destruction is part of the creation. Anyways, so once again, wish you all a very happy Makar Sankranti, and today I'm going to discuss how to recognize if you have low self-esteem. This topic is very close to me because I have been there because of so many things. I had a low self-esteem, and I will not say that I have come out of it and I have overcome this problem of having a low self-esteem. We all are work in progress. I'm not the most confident person on earth, but certainly I am much better than earlier. So I have been there. I know how does it feel to be there, and I know how to come out of there. All right. So I will dedicate another episode to find out how to come out of those low self-esteem phase. But this episode is dedicated to recognize if you have low self-esteem and if somebody else has low self-esteem, what kind of behavior they will emit and what kind of traits, personality traits you will emit if you have a low self-esteem. Okay, so without further delay, let's dive into today's episode. Hi, my name is Akshay Tiwari. I'm a holistic happiness coach, author of the book called Usher, and founder of Holistic Happiness Club. Holistic Happiness Club is the place where we talk everything about happiness. We understand that happiness is not a single faceted thing, it is a multifaceted thing, and that is why we take a 360-degree look, a holistic look towards happiness. We we believe that happiness is more than just a choice, it is a lifestyle. It is a plethora of practices that you do on a daily basis that enables you to make a choice of happiness. So, without further delay, let's dive into today's topic. All right, so let's dive into the topic. And before going into the topic fully, let's let's understand what if we have low self-esteem. What is the problem? So there are multiple problems, but I will categorize in three major categories. So number one is physical health challenges. If you have low self-esteem, we will see further down the episode that how you deprioritize your own health and how you deprioritize your own self if you have a low self-esteem. And because you deprioritize your own self, you do not take care of your physical health. And similarly, because you deprioritize your own health, you do not take care of your mental health as well. So your physical health, your mental health are the biggest problem that you are going to face if you have low self-esteem. Along with that, because your physical health and mental health is impaired, your relationship, your finances, your family life, your love life, everything will suffer. And also because if you have low self-esteem, it will hamper your growth, whether it is your career growth, whether it is your business growth, whether it is the growth in relationship, whether it is achieving something, whether it is anything in life. If you have low self-esteem, it will impair or it will hamper your growth. And that is why you need to come out of this problem of having low self-esteem. And as I said, we all are in work in progress. It is you can never say that I do not have a low self-esteem. I never had a low self-esteem and I have come out completely. So there will be areas in your life where you will feel comfortable, where you will feel confident, and there will be some areas in your life where you might not feel confident enough, and it is okay. The problem is when you feel a low self confidence, low self esteem, low image about yourself in each and every area of your life, in most of the area of your life, when you feel like a failure, when you feel that you are not able to do it, you are not capable enough. That's the problem. If you have that problem, that means that you have low self-esteem. So let's see what are the behaviors and what are the behavioral traits, what are the personality traits that one emits or one exhibit when one has low self-esteem. So the number one thing is avoiding confrontations and challenges. So all these things are not in any order. So this is not like this is number one, this is number two. It is just an order, just a list. You can say it is an unordered list. And also, without going further, I would tell you that these things, whatever behavior I'm going to tell you, that this is the behavior of a person who has a low self-esteem, does not mean someone who is confident will not have some amount or a little amount of these behavior. The problem is when you think that this behavior you are using everywhere in your life or most of the places in your life. All right, that's the problem. So for example, this one, avoiding confrontations and challenges. This is one of the behavior a person with low self-esteem will have. But a person who is more confident, who is very confident, can also try to avoid confrontations and challenges. But the reason will be very different. The person who is confident enough, he will try to avoid confrontations and challenges so that he can have a peace of mind. And the challenges, those not those challenges which can help you grow, but those challenges which are meaningless, which are not going to add any value. So a person who is confident enough, he will avoid those challenges to save his energy and save his time and prioritize his peace of mind. But a person with low self-esteem, he will try to avoid challenges, any kind of challenge, because he does not want to be in any uncomfortable situation. Challenges are uncomfortable, you all know that. He will avoid confrontations because he does not want to be in a spot where he feels like he can lose it and he can lose his image again. So that is the difference. It does not mean the person with high self-confidence and high self-esteem will not try to avoid confrontation. So you need to see for yourself, are you avoiding confrontations and challenges because you are valuing your peace of mind, or you are avoiding it so that you avoid failures, so that you save your image, save your face? If it is the case that you want to avoid confrontations and challenges to save yourself, that means you have low self-esteem. If you are trying to avoid confrontation in each and every area of your life, that means you have low self-esteem. If you are avoiding it in your office, in your business, in your relationship with your family, with your friends, if you are trying to avoid confrontations, it means you are either failing, or you are trying you're fearing the failure, or you are trying that nobody in your group or in your circle should get offended because of any of your behavior, because of anything that you say, and because you always want to be in the good books of the people. And this is all also another trait that you have low self-esteem. Because a person who is self-confident, he will not worry about whether he is in good books of the people. He will worry about whether he is living up to his own expectations or not, whether he is setting a right example or not, right? So you need to see with each and everything that I'm going to share, there is a fine line. Whether you are avoiding confrontation or you are doing a lot of confrontation, there is a fine line. All right, it's not I'm not going to talk any of these in absolute terms. All right, so as I have already explained what is avoiding confrontations and challenges, it is one of the behavior of the person who has low self-esteem, but it can be seen in the people who has high self-esteem as well. So you need to decide for yourself. If it is popping up everywhere in your life, it means you need to work on it. Otherwise it's fine. All right. So second thing is you want to be in good books of people. As I said, a person who has low self-esteem will always want to be in the good books of people. He always want that all the people around him should be happy, and for that he will travel extra mile. He will not say no. He will say yes to those things which he does not want to say yes to. He will deprioritize himself. He will deprioritize his health. He will deprioritize his own work, whether it is office related or anything. And he will try to do things for people so that people can say that you are a good person, because you always need approval. You need to seek approval from others. They need to tell you that you are a good person, right? All right, so this is the problem, because you are deprioritizing yourself all the time, and this hampers your growth. And because you want to be in good books of people, you say yes, you do not say no. And that is how you recognize that you have a low self-esteem. Because if you always trying to do things to be in good books of people, to be a good person, to hold a good image of yourself in front of other, if you are doing that, that means you have a low self-esteem, right? Okay, all right, so here you need to distinguish for yourself whether you are trying to do it for each and everyone, or you are trying to do it for someone who is special to you. If someone who is special to you, we all do some special things for people who are special to us, and that's all right. It does not mean that you have a low self-esteem or something like that. But if you are doing this, if it is a part of your personality, if it is a part of your behavior, if you are doing it for everyone else, that means you need to work on it, because somewhere you need to prioritize yourself, your self-care, your health, your mental health. All these things are also important as other people, so you need to prioritize yourself as well. Third thing third thing, over analysis of interactions. Has it ever happened to you that you met with somebody, you exchanged few words and few sentences, and you talked for few minutes or maybe over an hour or something, and while you are going back home, and once the conversation has ended, or maybe after a meeting, you are thinking each and every word of what you have said, or what he has said, what you could have said, what you did not say, and you could have said differently. So you are analyzing your interaction, your conversation. And if you are only analyzing to understand yourself better and to make yourself better, it's okay. But if you are over analyzing it, how much is too much, that you need to decide. If you are over analyzing your conversations, your interactions, social interactions, that means what you are trying is you are trying to find in which spot people might have found you uh, uh, culprit, or kind of people might have found you that you are no not a great person, you are not a good capable person, right? So what you are trying essentially is you are trying that where you could have been better, you could have answered things better. And as I said, if you are doing it from the intention that you want to improve yourself, then it is fine. But if you are doing it from the place of fear, or from the place of lack, from the place of that you want to be seen as a good and perfect person, that means somewhere you have that lack of self-esteem. Perfectionism is also somewhere a trait of a person who has low self-esteem, because he is trying to be perfect everywhere. That's how you are trying to be, trying to uphold your own image in front of other people. But a person who is confident enough, a person who is practical enough, he knows that perfection doesn't exist. And that is why you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be perfect in all your conversations as well. The truth is, many people will forget the conversation that you have had with them. The moment they will say bye, it's over. Most of the conversation are washed out from their head. It's only you who is overplaying those conversation. If you are playing it once, it's okay, because you want to improve yourself. You need to judge yourself from which intention you are doing it. If you're doing it, as I said, if you're doing it from the intention that you want to improve it, it's okay, you need to do it once. But if you're doing it from the place of lack, if you are within yourself, you are feeling that you are lacking something, which means you are lacking your self-esteem. You have low self-esteem. Next thing is self-sabotaging behavior. So there are multiple things that people do. People behave in a way that is self-sabotaging. People physically self-neglect themselves, because if you have low self-esteem, you always want to say yes to people, and you always want to travel that extra mile to be in that good books of the people, and that deprioritize your own health, your own physical health, and also your mental health as well, because you stretch yourself. You uh, overall, all these things results in lack of resilience as well. In anxiety, a lot of stress, it can turn into depression as well. Mind you, when I'm saying depression, it's depression is in general term, not clinically diagnosed depression. I'm not talking about that. Anyways, so physical self-neglect, that is a self-sabotaging behavior which people with low self-esteem often emits. Okay, self-undermining humor. See, this is a very clever tactic used by people with low self-esteem, because I have always been there. So I always used to use the humor, which is like which I think people can make people can make fun of me in some ways. Like, I was very thin, and I'm not very tall. I'm an average Indian. All right. So I used to make fun of my height. I used to make fun of that I'm thin. So all these things I used to do so that other people do not take advantage and make fun of it. Right. And that was my defense mechanism against those people. I was using this self-undermining humor so that I can protect myself from being an object of fun for them. All right. See, and I still do that sometime, but I can feel the difference. Other time I was doing it so that I don't become the object of fun. Now I am doing it from the place of confidence. I know what I have achieved. I know who I am. I am much better person than who I was. All right. So I am using it differently nowadays. And when I use it as a defense mechanism, I could feel it inside my head, and within my heart. I can feel it that when I have used it as a tactic to deflect the humor or something that can come at me, when I had used it as just to make the moment light. All right. So I can feel the difference. You will feel the difference when you are using it. So you need to decide whether you are using this self-undermining humor to deflect and and as a tool of defense against those people who can make fun of you, or you are using just to make the moment lighter. So if you are doing it from the place that you lack something, that means you lack self-esteem. Right. And the third thing in the self-sabotaging behavior is undermining your own achievement. When somebody says to you that you have done this thing, and you immediately undermine your own achievement. So let's say that somebody says that hey, congratulations, you have run a marathon. Oh, it's nothing, so many people run marathon. Dude, so many people do not run marathon. Right. If somebody says, hey, congratulations, you got a good race, hey, it was nothing and other people has got good race, it has nothing to do with other people. If somebody is giving you a compliment, as simple as that, if you are looking handsome or your shirt is looking good, just accept it gracefully, just say thank you, and that's it. Leave it right there. There is no need to compliment the other person back. If you feel genuinely that you have the other person has something that you can compliment, please go ahead and compliment. But just because somebody else has complimented you for something, there is no need to compliment it back to that other person, and just say thank you and accept it. If you are having difficulty in accepting compliments, if you are having this problem of always undermining your own achievement in front of other people, that means you are not feeling that you are capable of doing something great. Whatever you have achieved, you are feeling that it is ordinary. Whatever you have achieved, you are thinking it is very simple and anybody else can do it, and that is why you are thinking that it is not worthy, it's not of any use, and that is why you are undermining your own achievement. All right, so these are some traits that people with low self-esteem will emit and exhibit. Okay, the next is rejections are very scary for you. Anyways, rejections are scary, right? Whether a person with self-confidence, a lot of self-confidence and high self-esteem, and whether there is a person who is having a low self-esteem, for both the people, rejections are scary. The difference is the person who is confident enough, he will go ahead and face those rejections, because a person with low self-esteem also avoids challenges and confrontations. That is why he will be afraid of being rejected, and that is why that person will never try it. Whereas the person who has a lot of confidence, a high self-esteem, that person will try that, will face the rejection, learn from it, and grow from there. This is the difference. That is how low self-esteem hampers your growth, because you are avoiding confrontation, you are avoiding challenges, you are avoiding rejections, right? So rejections are anyways scary, but you need to decide for yourself whether it is stopping you from doing something great, or it is saying to you, hey, it's okay, I am afraid of rejection, but I'm not afraid because of the fear of rejection. I'm not afraid of trying. I'm going ahead and going to try this thing, and whatever will be the result, whether it is acceptance, I will be happy. If it is rejection, I'll learn from it and still be happy. All right. So this is the difference between a person with high self-esteem and with a person with low self-esteem. Both might fear rejection, but one will still go ahead and try, and the other person will stop right there. The next is excessive approval seeking. Because a person with low self-esteem, he thinks that he's not capable, he does not have that acumen of making good decision. So your decisions are always, I mean, dicey for you. You always need approval from someone that you are doing it right. You always are dependent on some other person to tell you that your decisions are right, and that is why you always seek approval. I have always done that, whether it is my corporate career, it's my personal things. I have always tried to seek approval until I understood that I am capable of making decisions. And once I have understood that, I sometimes still seek for approval, but I can differentiate the behavior now. I can feel I can feel the need of seeking that approval. I I would say that I do not seek approval in a manner I used to seek earlier. In fact, so for so many things, I do not seek approval. I seek opinion. I seek perspective of other people, and I decide what I am going to choose. I decide. I make a decision. Of course, there are decisions for that I rely on others, because you cannot be an expert in every field. That's different thing. But for so many personal decisions, I make those decisions now. versus I always used to seek approval from others. So there is a big difference how you operate when you have high self-esteem, and there is a big difference when you operate from a place of low self-esteem, from a place of lack. So if you are always seeking approval for your personal decision, for your personal life, family life, social life, and everything else, maybe you have low self-esteem. You need to check it for yourself. Over apologizing. As I said, that a person with low self-esteem always wants to uphold the image and always wants to be in good books of the people, and that is why the person is over apologizing, always saying sorry to other people so that the other person doesn't get angry with him. See, there is nothing wrong if you are saying a simple sorry, if you are realizing that you are wrong. It's okay and you should do it. We all should do it. But if you are saying sorry so that the other person doesn't feel bad, if you are saying sorry, even if you know that you are not wrong, it means there is something wrong. It means that you are avoiding a confrontation. It means you do not want to get into a conversation, uncomfortable situation, uncomfortable conversation where you are proving that you were right or you are proving that other person was wrong and you are saying that you were right and the other person was wrong or anything like that. And if you are avoiding all those situations, it means somewhere you want to either just you want to be in the good book of the other person, or you do not want to displease the other person, or you are just saying sorry so that the other person doesn't get angry with you, right? In any of these scenario, it shows that you have low self-esteem. So if you are saying sorry when you are genuinely wrong and when genuinely you are feeling sorry about it, it is okay, it's good, we also do it. But if you are doing it from the place of lack, it means you have a problem, you need to work on it. Excessive comparison to others. A person with low self-esteem will always see other and always negatively compare himself or herself with other person. What do I mean by negatively compare? I mean, the person with low self-esteem will see other people and he or she will see that how fortunate they are, how blessed they are. They have so many things, I don't. And because of the things and the resources they have, the network they have, or whatever they are blessed with, they can do such and such and such things with ease. I can't. So that is what negative comparison is. A person with low self-esteem is always finding problems and reasons that why that person cannot do thing A, B, and C, whereas other can do things A, B, and C, right? So if you're always comparing yourself, if you're always thinking that what you lack, and because of that you are hampering your growth, and because of that you are not able to achieve what you should be able to achieve, it means that you have low self-esteem, because this is what you lack. This is what is missing in your life: the high self-esteem, high self-worth, or confidence. This is what is missing, not the resources. If you have confidence, if you have high self-esteem, you will go ahead and work on it, build resources. Right. But if you are seeking reasons that why you are not successful, why you are not an achiever, although you are already an achiever, you are undermining your achievement because you are thinking it is too simple, too ordinary that anybody can do it. You are not getting that confidence about yourself. Right. So these are the personality trait of a person with low self-esteem. All right. Okay, and as I have already explained this one, difficulty in accepting compliment is another personality trait of a person with low self-esteem, because the person never thinks that he is worthy, he is capable, he has the capacity of doing something great. And that is why when somebody compliments that person, is he is having a hard time in accepting that he has done something great. It has happened with me a lot. And sometimes there is this conditioning of ours that you should be humble, you should not be showing off, you should not be bragging about whatever you have achieved, and that sometimes seeps very deep in our mind and in our heart that whatever we achieve, we always say it's okay, it's nothing, and we just try to play humble. We just try to show that it has not taken any effort from your end, and somehow by repeatedly doing it, by repeatedly undermining our own achievement, we get into this habit, and we always think that it is nothing. We start believing that it is nothing. And when we start believing that our efforts, our achievements were nothing, we will have a very hard time in accepting compliments, because you can't accept compliment for something mundane, something simple, something ordinary. You want to you want to receive compliments for something that is extraordinary, and in your eyes, in your belief, there is nothing that you have done which is extraordinary, and you will not be able to accept compliments for something ordinary. So, a person with low self esteem undermines his achievement, and that is why he or she is having a very difficult time in accepting compliments. Right? So, this is the end of the topic, that these are the behavioral traits that one shows when they have low self esteem. These are the signs. If you have one sign or more than one sign, it's not necessary that you will have all those behaviors, but chances are that you will have multiple of these behavior which I have just discussed in various degrees. And even if you have a good amount of self-esteem, high self-esteem and good confidence, still you can have those a little bit of those behavior, but you need to judge for yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Everything that I have explained, there is always a fine line. You For some people you will be doing it for some different reason, but for other people, if you're overdoing it, you're always doing it, and it is hampering your growth, if it is hampering your mental health, if it is hampering your physical health, if it is hampering your career growth, that means you need to work on. That means there are chances that you have low self-esteem. If you have multiple of those behavior, and if these behaviors are popping up in various areas of your life, in various times of your life, that means you have low self-esteem and you need to work on it. So this is the end of the topic. So you be very mindful about being a judge about yourself. Okay. So so reflect on your actions, introspect your thoughts from where they are coming, whether they are coming from a place of lack, or where or from somewhere else. If they are coming from a place of lack, insecurity, upholding an image, people pleasing, or something like that, that means you have low self-esteem. All right, so this is the end of the topic, but before I end the video or the episode here, I would like to announce that Holistic Happiness Club has multiple memberships, and there are so many perks of being a member of Holistic Happiness Club. There are weekly calls, there are Q&A sessions, and there are multiple courses to choose from for members of Holistic Happiness Club. So I request all of you to join Holistic Happiness Club as a member. All right, and if you want to connect with me on social media, then Instagram is the place. Happiness Architect is my Instagram handle. You can join me there. And if you want to connect with me on my website, akshaytiwari.in is the website. Is my website. All right, so these are the social media handles that you can connect with me on. With this is the end of the video. Till the time we are meeting each other again, wish you all again a very happy Makar Sankranti, all the best, and stay well. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, take care of the people around you, and always remember, happiness is a lifestyle.